a light set of weights, another light set of weights, soup cans. Yes, I keep saying, hey, somebody work out with wine bottles one day. Nobody's taking me up on it. So I'm going to grab a light set of weights. I'm going to say, good morning. How's everybody? Pardon my forgetfulness. I forgot to send an email this week. I had another email that needed some attention, and then I forgot. But you guys are, y'all know when to show up. Life is good. All right. So happy Tuesday. Welcome. Anybody else have trouble getting up this morning? Okay. So turn on some good music. Hit play, find something good. I always like disco. Disco's always it's a good mix of personalities, and it's a pretty steady beat for the entirety of the 70s. So you can't go wrong. All right. So I've got a whole thing worked out today. I guess I shouldn't have put my weights on top of it. I want to make sure that we get through, and, want to have yourself some wall space or some floor space, because we're going to do push-ups and we're going to do side plank. So you can lean into the wall, you can lean into the floor, and it just depends on how your wrist, shoulder, elbow region feels. All right. So we're going to pause just a second so we can get that right leg up and over, and then left leg up and over. And then I'm not going to fall down. Okay. Whew. All right. My body's going, we got this. We got this. We got this. So just working through hip flexors for all you walkers and runners, warming up. So bring attention into that core, into that belly, so we don't start drifting forward into those thighs as they come up and over. Yes. Little coordination right off the bat. Very nice. All right. We got 3 more. So this is one touch. This is the other one. This is the second one. This is the third one. And then kick it out back. And there we go. So we're going to work on our rhomboids and our traps today. I've got my weights out front, and I'm just going to start pulling my elbows up and back as I kick. So we're going to warm up that rhomboid space. Rhomboids are what pull the shoulder blades together. So when it comes to rounding out, as we've had children and we've held small people and the groceries and the dog, we're not rounding forward. We got to pull everything up and back, but we do have to warm up first. Nice. And then single arms, see how it works out. Push and pull, push and pull. This will get in a little bit into core space. So be mindful of that belly button. We want to be nice and strong through the core to support that lumbar spine. There we go. It feels weird, but you know me, I like all things that are weird. Yes. Back to double arm pulls. Everybody goes, thank God. Yes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to start switching the stance. Forward and back. So a little bit of a rocking horse. I've got my right foot forward, my left foot back. I'm going to bring up my boxing gloves, and the right arm is just going to poke forward. So give it a poke. You've got a weight in that hand. If that doesn't feel like enough weight, put both weights in that hand. Warming up the shoulders and the delts. Beautiful. Stepping forward, stepping back. That's all you got to do. And if even that doesn't work, just be pretty. Turn the corners of the lips up and just be pretty on the inside. There we go. Oh yeah, just burn it out. We got 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And then you're going to shuffle your stance. Left foot. 1 weight, 2 weights, or no weight at all. Okay. Press.
Okay.
Left arm, press.
So I'm going to.
There we go.
Out of here.
Yes. It's funny, this arm doesn't want to work the same. It's like, no, and it's drifting down toward the floor. There you go. So it's the precision of this arm coming out and the precision of the feet hitting the floor. Very nicely done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg is going to come out. And then it's just a rocking horse stance. Dun, 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 dun. Just right leg forward. It's going to feel really dumb. We're going to punch right arm, speeding it up. Right, 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 right. So now the shoulders are trying to square off with that front knee just a little bit. So you're getting that rear oblique that's trying to pull the rib cage around toward the front. Yes. Good. 3, 2, 1. Keep that stance. And we're going to throw that back arm in there. Punch, punch. Little Billy Blanks action this morning. Go a little old school Tae Bo. Yes. There you go. I always love his smile. He comes on. He's such a motivator. 3, 2, 1. And then both arms, right and left and right and left, right, left, right, left. Very nicely done. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. And if you hate this leg, just wait. You'll do the other side and maybe you'll love the other side instead. Yes. 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 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. And other side, stepping it, get to stepping. That's what they say, get to stepping. And then that left arm, punch, 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 punch. Beautiful. When that left foot comes down, that left arm comes out. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. Punching out into the cosmos, mixing up some energy. 3, 2, 1. Keep that stance. Back arm comes forward. Punch, punch. Get those obliques involved. So left foot, right arm. If it doesn't feel like that or look like that, just keep wiggling. Keep doing it. Keep looking good. Yes. Nice. Going to burnout here. These shoulders are going to be like, ah. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Then both arms, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Beautiful. Keep it up. That's what I'm talking about. Happy Tuesday. Getting it all worked out. Yes. Lots of breath. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. March it out. Let those shoulders swing. Hey, I knocked my mat all out of the way. Nice. All right. Since we have a weighted hand, we're not going to do jumping jacks with weights in the hands because Lord have mercy, we might as well just say night-night to our ankles at that point. So it's going to be one arm at a time, one leg at a time. It'll look like that. Yes. Those knuckles punching up. And I'm going to start counting about right now. 1 and 1, 2 and 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10 across the chest. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, beautiful, 7, 8, 9, 10 overhead. Oh, we didn't know we were going to work before we went to work, did we? Yes, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, cross the chest. Last ones. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last ones, 10 and 10. March it out. Get water if you need to. Take your pulse if you need to. All right. So we're going to move into our upper, our mid, upper, and way upper. So we've got our low rhomboid space, mid rhomboid space, and trap space. Your weight of choice. So because rhomboids are something that I do love, because like I say, it's always paddling season. We paddled all year this year. There was so little ice out on the river. We paddled all year. We didn't get to paddle all the time, but I think we paddled every month in the last year. All right. So find a nice foot planted space. So for this first one, we've got jetpack hands, thumbs on the top. Okay. We're going to pull up and back real easy because that's going to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Simple. Okay. We got 10 of them. So nice bent knee, belly button pulled in, elbows up and back. We do these all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to turn your knuckles forward and we're going to pull back and together. So I'm going to come out here. I'm going to pull back and together. All right. It doesn't go like, oh, I'm not trying to just push my belly forward. I'm just pulling those shoulder blades together. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Knuckles stay forward for the third one. We're going to give ourselves a bow tie up here. Okay. So we're going to come up and back, and that's going to pull everything up between the top of the shoulder blades, but it's going to cause that trap up there to contract and pull up. So we're going to pull up into it. So nice bend to the knee, belly button in, pull up to the sternum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, nicely done. All right, roll those shoulders up and back and just let those weights sit in the arms. That's what I'm talking about. Stretch the sides of the neck. Yes. So we'll do those again with a smaller set of weights, or for you, maybe a larger set of weights. So choose something comparable because we're going to do all of that all over again. I got a set of 5s this time. I'm going to come in close, get a little closer with something I don't wear. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Got our jetpack hands. Going to pull up and back. Now this is a squeeze back there. All right. Assume the position and pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now knuckles toward the sky, lift a little higher. If you've got weights that are so heavy that you can't lift them out front, got to switch out with something smaller because we don't want to rip up this shoulder cap. This is about the mid back, or it would not be mid back. It would be above mid back. I don't even know what to call that space between the shoulder blades. Here we go. Plant the feet, lift up, pull those elbows back. 1, 2, push and pull. 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, squeeze, 2, and 1. Press, lower. Nice. All right, feet close together, knuckles down. We're going to pull up and back. So I've got that squeeze back there. All right, take a breath. That was mostly for me. Get all wound up like a hyper puppy. Okay, pull up. 1, squeeze that upper trap area. 2, 3, tuck that chin. 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Put it down. Roll that neck out just a little because that will set off sternocleido. That'll set off the erector spinae up and down. And we don't want it to reach up and grab across the top of the head and say, hey, I'm your daily migraine. All right. Nice. Now we've got flies. Flies are easy. You just may not want to overweight that shoulder cap. Plant the knees. I'm going to come in close. All right. Make sure you got a bend to the knees. Belly button tucks in. Shoulder cap. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now watch yourself in your square because if we're going way up here, that's too high. We want to come right up level with the shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Now we're going to take it up in front, open out, and squeeze it together. I had dreams about these last night. It was really strange. It was supposed to be in a yoga class, and instead it was a weightlifting class. Kind of like this. Squeeze. 1, 2, 3. Squeeze that chest. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Bring it in. Put it down. Let the head fall to the right. Step it out just a little. Because we have another set of both of those to do. Head goes the other side. Lots of breath. Lots of thoughts about why we're here and what we're doing. Head comes up center, jetpack hands. 90 degrees at forearm and elbow as we rise. Nice set of flies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Nicely done. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep them up and out. Boom. Moose antlers, knees bent, squeeze them together. 1, 2, 3. Mine are screaming. 4, 5. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze it. open it and drop it down and in. Nice. All right, water up. We've got those done. And then we've got our chest done. So for your push-ups, wall space, woohoo, floor space, woohoo. So for Easter, we went to our friend's house and we decided we were going to help her do a little remodelification to the front of her house. We were going to put on new railings and all this stuff. And then Bill took the railings off, and the house actually looked better without the railings. So then he took the upper railings off, and oh my God, it looked so much better. Well, then her shrubbery had been planted in 1952. One azalea bush took 5 of us over the course of about 3 or 4 hours to dig out. And then the 18 bags of mulch and an entire hill of dirt we moved. So screaming. All right, grab your floor space or your wall space. We're going to go wide arms first. If anything that I tell you to do is like a no, walk over, grab weights and do bicep curls and tricep extensions instead. So if your shoulders aren't going to move through this motion, then it's biceps and triceps for you. And you guys know who you are, and it's okay. So we're going to come right up to this wall. We're going to lean in. We're going to have a nice wide stance. And then just give me 10 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now push away and either turn around and sit your boot right up against the wall for a wall sit, or come out into negative space and just sit and hold a skier stance. One or the other. So if you've got a wall or a countertop, come down and in, slide down. Otherwise, hold that squat. And this is where we do Fitness the Musical. In the universe, Fitness the Musical. God, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Just don't ask. Don't ask and I won't have to tell. Flatten that back into that wall. If you're in that squat, maybe drop another ½ inch. Making sure you've got even weight in both feet. Oh yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up and away. Yes. If you're headed down to the floor, we're going to do side plank, forearm. On the wall, plant your forearm just below shoulder height. Walk your feet away from the wall so you're kind of out at an angle. Easy, right? So left arm comes up, right arm out. We're going to do both sides, so don't worry about it. And then that outer leg comes up and hovers. That's all. And just hold. And then we think about Fitness the Musical, building muscles, pulling on bones, fighting osteoporosis. Maybe I should go home. Maybe I should not make up musical ballads. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arm down, leg down, push away. Other side. Plant that forearm, body out at an angle. Oh yeah. Put up the male flag. That's that arm sticking out toward the front of the room or the ceiling. Outside leg. Okay, this requires core. We got to pull everything in. If I let my belly fall out like I think I did on the first side, then I'm not doing myself any good. So I'm pulling everything up and in, and then just holding. So this is getting my lats, my serratus, my core, my obliques, my hips. It's working on ankle and calf strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arm down, leg down, push up and away. Nice. Swim the shoulders a little. If you're going to roll over for push-ups, You got another 10, but we're going to walk this set. So you might want to watch first. I'm going to go wide arm. My legs are going to go wide, and I'm going to walk one hand in and then the other hand in, and then one hand in and then the other hand in. You could jump it from side to side if you wanted to. That's up to you. Ready? We got 1 and 1. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. It's like a little micro push-up. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, whoa, 9, 9, 10 and 10, 10 and 10. Wow. Push away, turn around, wall sit or squat. Yes. Get comfy, slide way down. Just stack those hands or those arms or pull them in like ski poles. I'm watching the clock. It's funny, my clock is aging, so it's getting harder and harder to see the seconds. But that's okay. That just means we're going to stay here a long time. It's going to be all wow now, right, Ed? Bam. 3, 2, 1, push up and away. Nicely done. All right, side plank. And then it's going to be yoga time. Hey, we managed to get it all in, even though I started 5 minutes late. All right, right arm into the wall or the floor. Step out and away. Make sure that shoulder is safe. If this is too much for the shoulder, it's bicep time, okay? Arm comes up and out, lift that leg. Or just turn this into a balance. Just stand in your domicile, wherever you are, and just stand on one leg. Do your best flamingo, as Zoe used to call them, flamingo posture. Yeah. See how that feels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put it down. Swap sides. Doesn't seem like much on a wall at first. Reach it out. So if you're on the floor and you've got the knees down and the hips lifted, that's a wonderful thing to do. You can always modify it into a gate posture. And we just hold up and out, making sure that if you're standing, that standing knee isn't completely locked out and grinding. Nice. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push up and away, grab water. We are headed down into a chair or down onto the floor. That's up to you. If you need a bolster to sit on, grab one of those. Oh, I'm going to move my weights real quick so that I don't know, shavasana right on top of pumping my irons. That's right. Me and Ani. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He always made me happy. All right. So heading down into a chair or down onto the, oh, sweet bags of mulch. Oh. Yes. Gorgeous. Take that left leg, send it out in front. Ooh, floor is cold. Pull my mat back. Yes. Okay. Left leg out. Right leg folds on the inside. If you're in a chair, it's the same thing. You're just going to take that foot and put it on the inside of the calf or fold it across your thigh. We're going to reach the arms up and then alternate. We're going to drop the right arm down and just give it a twist And then we're going to drop the left arm down and give it a twist. So you don't have to do the greatest reach, like reach beyond the toes. We're just sliding forward, loosening up QL muscle and erector spinae, finding that ability to spinae through the center. One more time, open that up. And then keep shoving that left hand down until you can grab the ankle or the toes and then reach right out and over. So your chest is open toward the knee and you're just reaching out and over. If you need a strap to be able to reach the foot, then find that strap. Big breath. Arm sweeps up, over, and lean right over the top of that leg. Good old-fashioned runner stretch. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slide up that leg. Pick that leg up and just lift it 90 degrees to the floor. The other leg is down on the floor. Pull up and into the thigh. You've got stability somehow going on. So once you're here, see if you can lift the hands. So it's a single leg upward facing boat. If you want to stretch that leg completely out, do so. Breathing in. Now, be mindful of that upper back because we did a lot of work back there and there's going to be a tendency to round, but we want to lift through the sternum. Inhale. Exhale, reach down, grab the back of that thigh, straighten that leg and pull it up and in. Lots of upper back work here because I've got to pull those rhomboids together in order to hold. Nice. Now put that foot flat on the floor. We're going to take that right hand, grab that left knee, and then the right arm is just going to sneak out behind us. You can completely wrap up and come across and do all this business if you want to, but keeping it gentle to start with. If you're in a chair, you're simply dropping that left arm over the back of the chair and giving it a twist. Big breath in. Big breath out. And then release both legs out, rumble the backs of the legs. And if you're in a chair, maybe take the fists and run them down the tops of the thighs. So those of us on the floor are going to get the rear leg rumble. Those of you in the chair, you give that, get that good pounding massage. Enliven the muscles. 3, 2, and 1. Both arms come up, flex those feet, dig those heels into the floor. Arms reach, lean back ever so slightly. So if you're in a chair, slide that tush toward the front edge of the chair and lean back till the shoulder blades just barely kiss, holding it at an angle. So I'm leaning way back. I've got to hold myself here, right in my core. Big breath. And then reach up, over, and forward. Oh, yeah. Nice forward fold. Grab that strap. I've got one way over there. Find the breath. So before we started, I pulled the open heart card from our Peace Oracle guidebook. One more breath. Got to figure out what opens the heart in yoga. Sweep forward and up, and then assist that left foot up and in into that figure 4. So hips, shoulders, ribs, and that foot is down there. We want to make sure that we're not twisted too far off when we get started. Nice. Reach those arms up and then alternate that twist. Drop left arm and then drop right arm and feel it across the chest. So yeah, I'm twisting through the back, but what can I do with my arms to open that heart space? Because Lord knows, all you got to do is turn on the news and feel the squeeze of that heart space these days. It just, my heart bleeds for all that's going on in this world right now. Open up to that open side one more time. Open, take a breath right into that chest space right there, and then reach out and over. That right hand dives down. So if I'm going to breathe into my heart, it's like, okay, well, I've heard from a lot of people, well, I don't turn on the news anymore. Okay. If that's what you're having to do to protect that heart space, I will not find any flaws in that at all. So breathe into heart space and find out what's talking, what's there. Gorgeous. Arm lifts, twist in toward that foot, dive in toward that leg. Find the breath. Long, long, long ago, in a universe far, far away, when most of you probably would have rather spent time eating rocks than spent time hanging out with me, because I was something back then. But I found a correlation between hamstrings being tight and my own heart space being tight. And I think there was a compensation going on there. Next time you breathe in, lift those arms up and out. Reach down, dig up that leg. I'm going to turn a little bit so you can see. Pull in the back of that thigh. Pull it all the way into chest. The neighbor's cat is staring at me through the door. He thinks if he follows me around, I'm going to feed him every time he sees me. Lift those arms. One arm or both arms. Straighten that leg if you want to. I'm shaking. Yes, shaking like vegan bacon. Breathing in, breathing out. Reach down, grab the back of that leg, straighten it out, pull up and in. Really get into the back of that hip. But it's the heart space that lifts. If you pull those upper arms down into the side of the ribs, you'll feel your lats and your serratus fire off, and your heart will pop up by your kneecap. Breathe in, breathe out. Yes. Take that leg, bend it, put that foot down. Left hand grabs that knee, right arm sweeps behind. If you happen to go the other way, it's still a twist. Don't judge thyself, because it's all right. So that upper arm, once again, presses into the side of those upper ribs, and that's going to cause lengthening in the waistline, but it's also going to cause those lats to fire off so that we don't end up with angel wings that won't spread out when we need them to. Breathe in, breathe out, and unwind. So if you're in a chair, scooch to the front edge, lean your shoulder blades against the back of the chair, because we're going to pull the soles of the feet together, and we're going to rock back, grab the outside edges of the feet, and just hold. You could do this with one leg or both legs, but you're going to let the weight of the legs weight those shoulders down. They'll feel like rubber bands, and they'll just get longer and longer. Big breath in, big breath out. And then player's choice. You can keep the legs hovering, or you can put the left leg on the floor, but you're going to grab hold of that right leg somewhere and extend. So if that foot needs to come down, or if you're in a chair, put that left foot flat on the floor, grab the back, hug it in. It's yours. Do what you got to do with it. But boom, let that heart explode forward at some point. So if you want to hold on and you want to keep that hover, then you keep the hover. Or you keep the hover, the lift, and the arm. How fun is that? Yes. And then you could do a big parade wave with the opposite leg. How's that for playing with your yoga? Breathe in. Breathe out, arm comes in, leg comes in, hover, let those legs weight those shoulders down. If you need to put those legs on the floor and just drop your chin into the chest, you could do that too. Modify, modify, modify. Breath in, breath out. Other side. So either the right foot or leg comes down onto the floor, or we open up and out. So really I can come and I just hold on, or I have a strap. And you could go into compass if you wanted to. For those of you that can do that opposite arm reach, that's always fun for those that are well practiced. I've not been well practiced enough in the last year to own a compass right now. Big extra arm. Yes. Parade wave. Pull it back in. And then one more time, put the soles of those feet together. Weight down those shoulders. So if you notice the shoulders try to help, the shoulders will try to lift and they'll try to hold that leg up for you, but the shoulders aren't strong enough to do so. So eventually the weight of the leg drops into the shoulder joint and then that shoulder gets a nice stretch. Ready for both legs? If it's not going to work for you, put the legs down and lean in. There you go. We are beautiful butterflies. Oh, A Bug's Life. What a great kids movie. So notice I could lift my shoulders. What good's that going to do? I could lower my shoulders. Now I could bend my elbows and pull in a little more, or I could just have the backs of my thighs. Breathe in one more time. Breathe out, put those feet down and together. If you're in a chair, slide the heels far away and just bend out and over one more time. Heart space. Heart space isn't just in the front. If I'm bent forward and I'm rounded up in that upper back, and it's a purposeful movement, I can take breath into the spine space back there, and I can open up the back side. But we tend to block off the back side because of energy that comes at us from other people from the back. Therefore, we don't want to have be energetically attacked from the back. So we subconsciously close it down. Breathe into that back space. Open up back there. Fluff your wings out a little bit and then roll up. Nice. We're going to take that left hand and grab that right ankle. We're going to sweep that right arm open, plop it down right behind the back. If you're in a chair, that right arm just goes over the back of the chair. The left hand might grab the knee. You just get one more spinal twist. Breathing in. Breathing out. Unwind nice and Broadway-like. Open that arm, open that heart and that chest. Reach down and back. So lift through the ribs. Little tiny arch in that mid-spine. Breathing in, out, and unwind. All right, those in the chair, you're going to put your hands on the side of the chair, put your feet flat on the floor. Those of us here are going to keep those legs bent out to the side, press down into the wrists, and lift the tush. So you're not going to get a lot of hamstring help here. This is upper back. I've got a wide leg reverse table going on that I've got to bring into my buns. And then in order to get that heart to open up at the top, I've really got to lift through center spine. Inhale. Exhale, tush comes down, knees close up, grab on around the shins, walk those tippy toes in, drop the eyebrows down on top of the knees. Little egg posture. If you need a little more, tip up into a balancing egg. Whoop, I need one more. Excuse me. Breathing in. Breathing out. So holding the thighs where they are with your muscles, lift the arms up. Flex feet. Breathing in. Breathing out, tuck down behind both legs. So here's that upward facing boat with both legs now. Heart rises. 90-degree bend at the ankle and the shin. Shoulder blades pull back and together, just like in our original weightlifting exercises. And if you want to straighten those legs and lift those arms overhead, go forth, do good. Get all of that belly work in there. Can be done in a chair. You could turn sideways or just rest your shoulder blades on the back of the chair. Inhale, exhale, feet down, slide down onto your back. For those of you in chair, shoulder blades on the back, stretch those legs all the way out. We're all going to stretch our legs way out and just lay flat on the floor or at an angle in that chair. Breathing in, breathing out. Find what you got left for the day, for the spring. I see everybody's tulips and daffodils coming up in the yards, and I just think like that's Mother Nature's heart bursting open. Bring those inner thighs and ankles together. Snug that lower back as deep into the floor as you can. Flex those ankles. Right knee comes up and in, reach up, wrap those arms around that right shin. If you were going to jump into a pool and do a can opener, this is what you would look like. Otherwise, we're going to move into wind relieving posture. It works, I promise. Breath in, breath out. Lift the forehead toward that knee. So for now, keeping the back of the left leg down and planted in. If you're in a chair, you've just got the back of that left heel planted in the floor and you're just hugging in. For those of you that want to straighten that right leg and grab that foot and bring it further over, now would be the time to do that. But notice what other body parts are trying to help. What else is trying to scrunch up and in? Big breath in. Big breath out. Roll head and shoulders down for a moment just to give that a break. Take the right hand on that shin and open that thigh up. Left arm reaches out or just rests on the belly. Opening up that inner thigh. And then swing your partner do-si-do. So we're going to swing that left hand and grab the outside of that right foot. And we're going to do a supine pigeon. So you're pulling this across the chest. I'm going to stand up. So we were wide here. So now we're going to pull across and supine pigeon. Anybody that wants to roll over and do a full pigeon, feel free. But this, if you notice, if your shoulder blades are in the back of the chair or your shoulder blades are on the floor, use that upper back to pull that leg in. That's why supine pigeon is great, because you get that pull. Breathe it in. Yeah. Breathe it out. So working through that really big hip joint. I'm not saying you have big hips. I'm just saying in surgical arena, I've seen a lot of the insides of hips. The head ball on that femur is huge. The space in there has so many attachment points. It's amazing. And it just takes a minute to loosen it all up. Holding right leg where it is, start to roll the head and shoulders up toward it. If you can reach across and tuck that into the elbow, you could tuck the foot into the elbow. Let the left leg rise now and use an outward press of that right leg to lift yourself even further off the floor. So it takes a little outer right hip to lift. big time abs, big time outer leg, big breath in and out. And then here's the magic. Roll back down, keep that supine pigeon in, because the body's like, oh my God, please never make me do that again. It just kind of relaxes like jelly into the floor. It's a lot less like work. Breathe in. Exhale it out. And then release that right leg. Straighten it out in front of you. Clasp behind that thigh with both hands. And if you want the extra fun, start to climb up that leg. Lift head and shoulders. Lift the left leg as well. Reach for the toes or tip up into that upward scissor posture and find your balance point. Heart space comes first. So if you're in a chair, you're doing this in a chair with those shoulder blades planted in the back of the chair, just like this. Breathe in, breathe out, release, roll down. Knees tuck into the chest or one knee at a time. Find a resting space. Notice that with our yoga, we're needing a little more resting space between postures. And then take that body, stretch it back out again. Let it smoosh down into the floor. Let gravity do its thing. Maybe envision a tulip popping up out of your belly button. Color of choice. Spring is springing, even in our own bodies. All right. Ankles together. Flex both of those feet. Low back presses into that floor. The left knee slides up and in, and then we reach up and grab it. So just give that hip space some compression first. Working on the left side of that colon. Ascending, transverse, descending over here. Now, the yogis had a great idea when they were like, yes, this is going to help you with constipation because it's going to press on the downward space of the colon. Well, once you've seen somebody's colon on the outside of their body, you realize that, well, it was a great idea, but it doesn't exactly work that way. Now, lift head and shoulders. But if you're bound up, let's say in a twist or a turn on that left side, that would be fantastic. But the biggest thing is it's the compression that helps with the motility of that colon. Motility is like mobility, but it's the motion of things on the inside of the body. Like in the colon, it's the little tiny squeezes of the colon as it pushes our stuff around. Breathe in. Breathe out, head and shoulders roll down. Left hand pulls the leg open. Right arm opens up. Same thing if you're in a chair. You're just opening up that inner groin space. Finding breath. Just loving on yourself. Loving you. I sing that all the time. All right, slide that leg up and in. Right hand slides forward, grabs that left foot, and supine pigeon again. So I'll stand up and I'll show you again. Mic pack, mic pack. What shall we do? So we were wide, and then we came across. So upper back plants into that floor or into the back of that chair. Remember the upper back muscles. Loosen the jaw, maybe even turn the corners of the mouth up. Find the breath. All right, y'all ready to roll up and in? So that head and that is going to roll up toward that bent leg, and that leg is going to lift. You can tuck that left arm into the right antecubital space. Yes. Now use the outside of that left leg to lift your upper body a little more, little more, little more. Press and press and press. Gonna light off those muscles so that when we put all this down, it's just gonna relax like pudding dropped on the floor. 3, 2, 1. Release the leg and the shoulders and just pull that left leg in toward the belly and the ribs. Big breath in. Release that leg, reach up with the heel. Straight left leg. If you want to do the fun balance stuff, head and shoulders comes up. We roll up. We lift and hold, but heart space, heart space, heart space, heart space. One more breath. Roll that body back down. Pull the knees into the chest and start to rock yourself from side to side. All right, for the last little bit here, you can choose supported bridge. You can choose bridge. You could do wheel if you wanted to. 1, 2, or 3 of them. It's up to you. Keep walking across the backs of those hips, rolling across the back of that sacrum. Big breath in. Let that backside settle. Put the feet down right behind the hips. Knees face toward the ceiling. If you wanted to put a block or a pillow in between your knees to stabilize the hips, please do. Hands down on either side of the hips unless you're going to do wheel. If you're in a chair, hands go on either side. I'll pop up and show you in just a second. We're going to plant the backs of the arms. This is another one. We're press with the backs of the arms down into the floor while the hips rise. And once the hips rise, establish that downward press through the backs of the arms and the feet equally. So I'm pressing with the arms, I'm pressing with the feet, and notice how the center of the back rises. Beautiful. Give yourself 3 more breaths there. I'm going to show this in the chair just in case. One more big breath. Gorgeous. Roll that body back down. Let the knees tick-tock from side to side if you want to. Big breath. Reestablish. Arms down on the backs. If you're going to do a wheel, hands on either side of the ears. Press and pop up. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to lift out of the chair for this one. If the wrists won't do it, then just lift and pull one knee at a time and just get that core instead. But if you can, we lift and rise. Doesn't work for all wrists, but upper back, upper back, upper back. Think about that upper back and that heart rising. Breathe in, breathe out. Roll back down and in. So if you haven't tried a wheel yet and you want to now, all right, go for gold. Hands on either side of those ears. Yeah, I'm not doing that today. I'm going to go for one more bridge posture. Hands plant, the feet roll it up. Sternum presses into the bottom of the jaw. And if you want to play here, take one heel and put it up on the other thigh and open up, or press one foot toward the ceiling and then the other, or come out in an angle. Big breaths. Fill that chest, that God-given air. One more breath. And then before you come down, loosen up the upper back and then roll that spine down. Arms slide out, knees off to one side. Head can turn or not turn. Could be nocturnal. Wah, wah, wah. Knees up and over opposite side. If you're in a chair, just do that spinal twist. Turn in the chair and drop one arm over the back. Other hand on the outside of the thigh, maybe. And then now is the time. Yoga nappy time or meditation time. Make yourself comfortable. Stretch out on the floor, dim the lights, put on Twinkle Town music. Elongate through that spine. Now, I will tell you today that I'm going to leave you guys in your resting space. I have a physical to get to, so I wanted to teach first and then make sure I got to my physical on time. But let your Shavasana last as long as it needs to today. If you drift off into meditation and you just go out into the ether and you want to hang, stay there as long as you want. You know, I'll just shut the meeting off and everybody can just be with themselves. We're getting better at it, aren't we? Let the jaw relax. Let the eyes sink into the sockets. Let the back of the throat elongate and stretch. Maybe by extending that cervical spine just a little. And then, if you're an energy practitioner, draw a symbol in front of your face, and each breath you take is going to move through that symbol. I'll draw one for everybody. And start to take that energy all the way to the base of the spine, and then release it back out. Breathing in through that space, down the spine, and release it back out. One more time, breathing in all the way to the base of the pelvis. Breathe it back out. Next breath is of choice. A feeling of choice that you want to bring into your life or into your body. Breathe that in. Hold that with you. And then just be in your wow now space. The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. And the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. And the last thing I'll leave you with is an affirmation for the day. My heart is home. It is the hearth of my soul. My heart is my comfort, my warmth, my strength, and my courage. My heart knows me and drives me to be all that I am. I know what is best for me. Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Virvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om